Hey everybody, how's it? Jeeves here, of course. You know who it is. You're at the Decomposer Lounge. But I'm not decomposing any music today, and maybe not for a little bit. I haven't been feeling well, but I'm getting better, slowly but surely. But I was going through my Patreon messages and going back and forth with some of my members over there, getting ready for a little Patreonathon video I'm going to do soon, reaction-wise. And one of the questions that somebody had asked me was like, had I gotten past the why should I even turn on my studio guitar moment? I think this was a moment I may have had on Twitch that I had said something that this person is kind of circling back to, which was the fact that I'd shared that pretty much my career is over as a production library composer. And I know that sounds kind of drastic and kind of gnarly, but as far as that sector in the music world, it is over. And there's a bit of a loss, a feeling of like anxiety and loss because since 1989, production music library work has been the core of my existence as a composer. Yes, I've done film, I've done TV and commercials and stuff, but of the smaller amount compared to almost 4,000 tracks of music that I've written during that period. And, I would have been totally like detached from the world if I didn't think at some point younger composers would come in, the vacuum of affordability and the mass amount of talent that's out there because of technology becoming cheaper in order to produce music, the DAWs, the modules, the accessibility and stuff. I knew that this was coming, and I actually planned for it. About 7-8 years ago, I had a meeting with a couple of the publishers. I go, guys, this is going down, right? And they're like, yeah, but here's some more work, until finally the last couple of years, the phones haven't been ringing as much. Phones, emails. And so at the end of the day, when I sit back and I said, well, there's a little bit of sadness, not depression, sadness at the fact that that part of my life is over. There's a little bit of kind of like when I go drive down to the beach and I sit and it's well over 8 to 10 feet. I can't surf anymore. My lung capacity can't handle it. Too much anxiety when I paddle out. I can't. I used to, but now I can sit on the beach and at least watch those surfers kill it out there because I already did it. So I checked off that box. So I can sit there and go, oh yeah, I remember when, and have a smile on my face instead of being all salty and bitchy about it. And I kind of feel that way about it too with this professional change in my career. I think one of the great takeaways, how the universe somehow has always kind of worked for me, is this reaction channel where I became a little bit more of the little old guy, living in the coconut on the beach, poking out his head now and then. He's just giving you thoughts on music the way I hear it and how it is I present it. And that natural transition, I think, was part of where I'm at to this very moment as I make this video. Is like, I'm still completely blessed and humbled and blown away at the career that I've had. I still pinch myself every day going, how did that happen? I still don't know how it happened. And I feel that way with the opportunity to do what I do here on this channel. And the gaming channel just went over 100,000 views. They're sending me another plaque on that. That's always nice. And but one of the things that I noticed is that I peeked over and a few of my guitars have a lot of dust on it. Excuse me. Still not there yet. And so I kind of started to think about that person's comment, and it was based on why I don't create that much anymore. And that's part of it has been a creative burnout, massive creative burnout. I think the only music that I've produced in the last 2 years have been all the backing tracks I've done on this channel. You guys saw the last one I just did maybe a week or two ago about the 1980s throwback, guitar backing, And to me, even when I was writing that, unfortunately, I had a production library mentality going on it. In other words, when I was writing it, it was like, oh, okay, just hurry up and do this fast, throw it together, do this fast, da, 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 da. Here we go. Maybe it'll be some fun and people have fun doing it. But it wasn't for like, wow, listen, I love the tone that I'm getting from it. This really makes me feel good. No, it was a machine attitude. And for better or for worse, I still think I'm pretty much stuck in that machine attitude. And it's not really, I don't think it's really conducive to real organic, authentic pieces of work coming from here. The only time that ever happens is remotely. Every once in a while, the stuff I put on, my Sounds of Tranquility channel, which is just long ethereal pads against stuff for like an hour, so you could just chill out. And sometimes I just turn on my stuff and I just go blah blah blah, and then just put it out to put it out. But as I move forward, this channel, the gaming channel, the Twitch, has been an integral part of kind of reinvigorating a little bit of that creativity. A lot of you have said here who have heard my backing tracks, wow, it looks like a lot of the influences of what I've gone through on this journey has really translated into the backing tracks. And that's 100% true. 100% true. All of the backing tracks that are on here are without a doubt influenced by the music you guys sent me to listen to. I go, whoa, look what they're doing with the guitars there. Hey, that's great. Check that out. Now, of course, at my age, in my early 60s, I'm not, sitting and spending 1,000 hours on mixing and getting tones and stuff. But the point gets across, I think, with the composition. But at the end of the day, to look back at a segment of my career, a very important part of my career, financially as well, is done. There's, like I said, there's a little sadness to it, but I'm absolutely grateful and humbled to have had the opportunity in such a stranglehold style business model to have done it, and I wanted to share that with you guys because you guys here on this channel have been a really big part of my transition, into, I don't know what's coming next. Tomorrow, in the next couple days, I have a couple of things that I'm trying where I'm meeting with artists that have songs, and I listen to it with them on Zoom, and we do a face-to-face. It's not cheap. It's not expensive, but it's not cheap. Today, everything is expensive, but you know what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking that's my transition, is now I meet with people who can, and I listen to their music, and we Zoom together, and I go over certain things with them, and maybe you could do this, maybe you can do that, and just continue to be that kind of fuel for, growth and, making things more accessible for people who want to create. At least through that, I can experience, because I did it last week with an artist that played me some music, and I had some great thoughts. And it wasn't metal either. It was kind of a EDM, hip hop, lo-fi, techie kind of thing. And I could see through his eyes when I was saying things, and that reminded me of myself when I was that age and so excited just to write things. And for me, I kind of fed off of that. I was like, oh man, I remember that, man. That was such a great time in my life. And I was like, now I'm more like, young Padua composer or musician or something. No, trust me, I'm not putting myself in the light of what do you call the super beings in Star Wars? What were they? I forgot. I can't remember what they were called. The upper echelon folks, because my brain's slipping. Anyhow, I just wanted to put this rant out there just to share with you guys that that quote unquote loss of my career being over is actually a massive moment of humility, if you would, and being grateful to have had the opportunity to do that. And yes, there's still music of mine playing on every single continent, and I get a little bit of a royalty every quarter, and that's also an incredible, like, oh my God, I actually did that? Like, I'm so blown away. I don't live in a space of my space of achievements and expectations of what I was to become is at zero, because I had no idea I was going to become this. And so I don't know, this is just my whimsical moment with you guys here on this channel. And so anyhow, the last thing I'm working on right now, or the latest thing, is I'm trying to get a really nice rubbery genty sound out of my 7th string. So I'm currently looking up on YouTube how to do that, and it's, just to have a little fun. But yeah, that's it. It may seem like my career is over, but what's beautiful, and I'd like to end this with, is that what seems like my career is over because of the changing of the times and the changing of the guard, what makes me feel elated is that the beginning of careers for tons of very talented composers out there. And it's wonderful to watch that. I'm done. I'm going to sit in my coconut and just kind of watch the world turn and do what I do with this channel. But I can't tell you that I'm truly like so excited for new younger composers, arrangers, musicians, singers who are pushing all the envelopes and who are so excited. I can still vibe off of that stuff. So if you're still here, You know what to do. All right, guys, take care. All right.